Hola, hola, ¿cómo estamos? Bienvenidos aquí a Pit Boxing, aquí con Jimmy James, diciendo la verdad del boxeo para todos los aficionados de boxeo mundial. Estamos aquí en Golden Era para vosotros y tenemos aquí a nada menos que un prospecto muy bueno de Estados Unidos llamado Floyd Schofield, que tiene 5 peleas con 5 KOs y es un gran campeón de futuro. ¿Cómo estás? How are you doing, Floyd?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, good. Just doing great. I've seen a lot of your fights and you look very good. Hemos visto muchas peleas y pareces muy bueno. How do you see yourself? When are you going to when is going to be your next fight? ¿Cuándo va a ser tu próxima pelea?
My next fight is on June 19th in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. And what's the opponent? What's the name of the opponent? ¿Cómo se llama el oponente?
I think his name is Daryl Hayes.
Okay, Daryl Hayes. Okay. Pues se llama Daryl Hayes el oponente. Super Plumas, you're in Super Feather right now, right?
Yes, that's correct.
That's correct. Okay, está en Super Pluma. And tell us a little bit more about you. How did you start boxing? How did it start?
Actually got into boxing from my father because he
Mhm.
be a boxer and he would bring me to the gym, and that's all I was programmed with and programmed to see to be a boxer. So, you know, I guess it's just always been written for me. So, all thanks to my pops right here.
Okay. Dice que su padre le introdujo al boxeo. Él siempre le ha gustado desde tenía 4 años y es gracias a su padre. And how have you seen? And your name is Floyd too, correct? The father.
Mhm.
How have you seen progress, Floyd Jr., I guess, in his boxing? How have you seen him? ¿Cómo ha visto progresar?
I could say he's saying from a coach standpoint, he's one of the greatest boxers of all time. I say God bless me with the experience to actually see it blossom. But seeing him fight, he haven't even showed anybody. He just be warming up, getting these knockouts. But I get to see him when he was in camp with Tank and Shakur and all of the champions. I see what he do with the champions, and I know he got a bright future. He one of the best of all time.
Ok, dice el padre que le ve como uno de los mejores de todos los tiempos ahora mismo, sabe su progreso, la ha visto con Tank, la ha visto también con otros boxeadores muy buenos también y dice que es muy bueno, es lo que es. There's a rumor, hay un rumor that you knocked down David Haney in a sparring session. Is that correct? Hay un rumor que noqueaste a David Haney en sparring. Is that true?
Not that.
Not knocked down, but I would have if his dad didn't save him.
Ok. Dice que lo hubiese hecho si su padre no lo hubiese salvado. Ok, so it is kind of true.
He same way that y'all just seen Linares hurt Devin, and he was the first one to tell everybody that Devin ain't the guy the world think he is. That his chin is questionable. He don't got no power. So everything everybody seen this week, and he told them months ago, like that guy isn't really, and he's a B-level fighter.
Dice el padre que lo que había dicho él cuando tres meses antes, que habían dicho que David Haney tiene una mandíbula débil y ya lo habían dicho ellos ahora mismo, que eso iba a pasar. Y es técnicamente lo que pasó. Who do you see, who would you want to fight right now in Super Feather? ¿Con quién te gustaría pelear a ti ahora mismo? If you had the opportunity right now, who would you like to fight?
All of them.
Yeah, probably the one who just won the contender Fuzili, I think his name is, for the IBF. Definitely him, to knock him out the way to get my title.
But all of them, he's gonna be undisputed champion in 4 weight divisions, so he got to fight every champ. We want to fight Devin. We done called him out. We offered $1 million purse that was put up by Rick Ross to fight. We contacted Triller, but Devin is occupied. He's not going to give us a fight. We called out Ryan. Ryan going through his issues right now. So it's like, who else is there? Tank is moving up. Shakur moving up. So Heron is about to retire soon.
Right. So, dice que está intentando llamar a todo el mundo. Devin no quiere, tampoco Tank, obviamente le está viendo. Quieren ser indisputados, que eso es algo muy bueno que queremos en la página, que quieren ser boxeadores campeones indisputados en 4 divisiones. I'm very happy to hear that you said that you want to be undisputed, because we as boxing fans, we are getting killed with the top boxers today. they are fucking cowards. I hate to say this, but this is true. Son cobardes muchos boxeadores, and the fact that you just said that you want to be undisputed, it really, I'm really happy to hear that, because we are purists of boxing and we don't see that anymore. How do you see boxing in that regard right now?
I just feel everybody is scared to take a loss, and like they don't know that to become one of the greats, you're gonna take some losses. Like
You might take.
Dice que a lo mejor pierde, pero hay que pelear, ¿ok?
Everybody's gonna run into that one person that's gonna give them a questionable fight. So, it's all just all mental, and
They scared to take risks.
Yeah, they scared to take risks. You just gotta go in and do what you gotta do, and that's
Okay.
what training do.
Pues dice que tiene que tomar riesgos, que todo el mundo puede perder una pelea si te metas contra los mejores, que eso es verdad, y eso es parte del boxeo. But I repeat again, if you had to fight one fighter right now in your division, who would you fight right now? Who would you say, I want to beat you right now?
We want to fight
one.
everybody with the belt.
Say if I could fight each of them.
Everybody that got on the belt.
Yeah, whoever got the belt.
Cualquiera? Okay, so anybody. So you just fight basically anybody. Who do you see right now, obviously outside of yourself, because obviously you're really good, but who do you see of yourself as the best in your division right now, outside of you? ¿A quién verías tú el mejor de tu división fuera de ti?
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
You think Shakur Stevenson?
Yeah.
Do you think he hasn't really fight anybody? No ha peleado contra nadie de verdad. I mean, he hasn't fight anybody. It seems like what was his name? This other guy, Tevin Farmer. Him and Tevin Farmer, they never fought. I mean, it seems like he jumps divisions, never unifies. Do you think he's really that good? ¿Es de verdad tan bueno? Or is he scared? ¿No tiene miedo?
In this generation, the one that's out, the Devin Haney's, Ryan, like their class, they different. It's weird how they do it. They don't stick to like classic boxing rules. The science of boxing, where a person will earn their way up to number 2 or number 1 and fight for the title. Now they pick and choose number 40, number 50. It's weird their thing. But how he been brought up is the old school way, where we fight every month. We're going to earn our title shot, and anybody earn their way up to earn the title shot, they're going to get their title shot no matter who they are.
So, está diciendo que él está compuesto con los boxeadores de la vieja escuela, él le gusta pelear contra todo el mundo y no entiende los boxeadores de esta generación que saltan, eligen a los boxeadores y todo eso, que no nos gusta a nadie. It is what it is. As far as how you're from Texas, and is that where you train? You train in Texas, entrenas en Texas?
Yeah, I train.
How is boxing in Texas compared with other states, for example? Tell us a little bit about that. ¿Cómo es el boxeo en Texas comparado con otros estados?
Just being in Texas is a lot more rough out here.
Not really.
You're gonna fighters in Texas. You'll get harder sparring in Texas than. So you want a lot.
Dice que el padre dice que él sí, Floyd Jr. dice que sí, pero Floyd Sr. dice que no es tan difícil. So what is it? Which one is it?
I think it's just like the fighters. You get better sparring out here.
Yeah, you do.
You get used to the heat, so you don't get too discouraged under those lights. It's about the same heat, and it's just Texas is just a beautiful place to be anyway.
But before you go ahead, tell his part, then I'll tell you my part.
Go ahead, tell me your part.
No, you got to translate it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so técnicamente dice que en Texas el clima es muy bueno, el sparring es bueno también. Dice que el clima es duro, entonces eso ayuda a tu sparring. So go ahead.
Now, the Spanish market. Spanish people love boxing. And they love real fighting, not that little love touch running. They love fighting. And so Texas, that's why we moved to Texas, because type of community we want to be around, people that appreciate you going in there, entertaining them, but you risking your life for them. And in the Spanish market, they embrace it, and we love it. So that.
Ok, dice que le gusta mucho el mercado hispano en Texas porque le gusta el boxeo duro y puro, ¿no? Y eso es algo que le gusta a toda la afición y ese es el tipo de boxeador que es él, le gusta pelear y eso es lo que quiere enseñar. Talking about that, actually, who do you think right now, as far as boxing is concerned, is the best pound-for-pound boxer?
Canelo.
You think Canelo? Okay.
Hey, come on. Canelo is doing his thing.
Okay, we're not a big fan. No somos muy fans de Canelo aquí because we believe that he avoids American undefeated fighters like Demetrius Sandra, Jamal Charlo, David Benavidez, specifically those fighters. He would like to fight, British fighters, but
He earned that. He earned that right. I mean, he been in this since he was 15. Right now, he just
Mhm,
grabbing, but he
mhm,
earned that right. But from 15
right,
years old, accomplished what he accomplished and doing
mhm,
what he's doing. I mean, he's one of the greatest that's doing it right now because he's doing
uh-huh.
it to be making that much money. That's
Okay.
My opinion, them would be some easy fights though for Canelo.
who is Canelo gonna fight?
I'm just saying, if he did fight Andre or
Mhm.
Benavidez, it would be some easy fights, dude. I'm
Yeah, okay.
He said, okay.
So you think those are easy fights? Okay, because he said Demetrius Sandra was a really bad fighter. Do you agree with that? Do you think he is a really bad fighter, Andrade?
okay. I don't agree with that because that's kind of like an insult, and I don't think he's terrible. He's a pretty good fighter in my opinion. He does some great things, so I didn't agree
Mhm.
with that one.
But it might be
Okay.
standards. It might be like, Canelo, Mexican style fighting is different than other styles of fight. They might not want a boring fight where somebody just moving around, jabbing
Mhm.
all night. So I don't know.
Right. Entonces, dicen que Canelo Álvarez es muy bueno, pero dicen que tampoco lo que dijo de Demetrius Sanders es correcto. No deberían decir que es un mal boxeador. As far as boxing in general, who is your best? Who is the fighter that you like the most historically? Históricamente, ¿qué es el boxeador que te gusta más?
Do I only get one?
You can get a few. Go ahead. Con los que tú quieras.
I gotta add Marvin Hagler in there, Sugar Ray Robinson, Willie Pep, um, George Benton. What's that? My dad just put and yeah, he put me on a Sandy Sadler. Uh,
No.
that's really it of all like my favorites of all like to watch and study.
Ujú. And George Benton was technically the inventor of the shoulder roll. George Benton era el que inventó el shoulder roll. Very good fighter, and a lot of people don't know about him. They believe the shoulder roll was created by Floyd Mayweather Jr., but it's not. James Toney adapted it from Benton. Excellent fighter. Um, how would you rate right now as far as what division do you rate the most competitive right now in your eyes? ¿Qué división consideras tú la más competitiva ahora mismo?
Either I would
Most
say
competitive.
135, 147. You know,
Yeah.
game undisputed. Uh,
Uh-huh.
That's
the
about
one,
it. 135 and 147.
yeah.
No other places.
You think 154? Because
I
154,
was
it seems like they're killing each other over there.
I was gonna say 154.
Who's it
Mhm.
154 right
Charlo,
now? Besides him.
unified. Um, the one who wrote the WBO. I don't know his
That's
name.
it.
Castaño, yeah, that's Brian Castaño. Yeah, he's probably not really known. 154 is not really known, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's known for to be really competitive.
Ajá. Dice que tiene que ser conocido para ser competitivo. Okay. And as far as your boxing progression, um, where do you think you'll end up? In what division do you think you'll end up? ¿En qué división crees que acabarás después de Superpluma?
I don't know, but I'm shooting past 154.
Okay. Dice que va a pasar 154.
Yeah, I'm shooting past 154.
Going straight
Okay.
to us.
So 154, or are we going to middle? Which one?
He don't know because his
Yeah.
mother is 6'3", about 300.
Okay.
So he don't know where he gonna stop growing.
Okay. So dice que todavía no sabe dónde va a crecer. And you probably don't have your full power yet, which is true. Todavía no tiene su poder absoluto todavía. So that you're going to be very dangerous in a few years for sure. So so keep it up.
Now he's dangerous now.
Ajá. When you go to a fight, cuando vas a una pelea, how do you feel? What makes you when you're fighting your opponent? What gives you the energy to knock him out? What's that energy feel like? ¿Cómo se siente eso cuando vas a noquear? Because you got 5 knockouts out of 5 fights. That's a pretty good to start. So how does that feel, that energy? ¿Cómo se siente eso cuando vas ahí y tienes que noquear a alguien?
It really comes easy because when I get in the ring, I wouldn't say mad, but kind of say mad. And
Not mad.
yes, it is kind of mad. I have towards that
Dice el
person.
padre que enfadado, él dice que no, okay.
Yeah, you have to have a certain mindset to be able to go and knock another man out in front of you. So, I'm always calm and collected and always in there to make it out safe, but have fun and do my job. But I'm always looking for the knockout. Like there never wants to be a fight where I go the distance if I don't have to. So that's
Okay. So you basically just want to go there and pretty much exterminate them, pretty much. That's what you're saying.
And I don't care how long it takes. It could be like if it's a tough fight, it could be like the 10th round. I'm gonna still find a way to try and knock them out.
Not try. Don't put try in.
No, because if
no
it's
such thing as it's tough. You still not.
What he said.
Dice que él va ahí, va con una actitud enfadada y va ahí a noquearlos y eso es lo que le importa ahora mismo. Dice el padre que dice Floyd Jr. que no quiere noquearlos, pero dice el padre sí, los va a noquear, los va a destrozar. Ok, muy bien.
Nobody know. This is the first time anybody gonna really know.
Okay.
People don't know Floyd is part Dominican. That his grandmother's Dominican. My mother's Dominican. And he's taking Spanish now because he got to learn to communicate.
Okay. Pues dice el padre que él tiene sangre dominicana también, él tiene antecesores dominicanos y él está aprendiendo español. So I'm pretty sure that the Dominican Republic fans that we have will definitely like to hear that. You get some attention from their side for sure. Oh, that's good. And the Dominican Republic has tried to bring, is bringing good champions right now. It's just, unfortunately, I feel like they're fighting everybody and they're not jumping, and that's what makes it difficult for them, So, and talking about that, how do you see Javier Fortuna versus Jojo Diaz? ¿Cómo ves esa pelea ante Javier Fortuna y Jojo Diaz? Because Fortuna is Dominican. He's an all-out fighter. What's his name? This other kid, man, what was his name? The one who was gonna fight Fortuna. What was his name?
Garcia.
Yeah, like he literally left the fight when he was gonna fight. Just basically said, "I'm sick" or something, and he left. But
boxing, that a person could say they got anxiety, so they can't box. They nervous because of the match, so they could pull out of the fight totally and go into retirement. And this is a boxer. It's soft. The boxing became soft with some of these guys. It's crazy. They YouTubers. They're not a fighter. Fighter, don't care. You're going in the fight. This person's gonna come there, try to kill you. Your job is to go in there and try to kill him and get out of that ring as fast as possible. That's how program. So to say that you got anxiety and you hold a belt or you this on this level, something wrong there. I think that was cowardice.
Dice que eso de que estaba ansioso y todo eso es una cobardada, eso da asco y que los boxeadores son muy débiles hoy en día que toman ese tipo de retos. How do you see that fight though between Fortuna and Jojo Diaz? Who do you think wins that fight?
Fortuna. Easy.
Dice que Fortuna gana a Jojo Diaz fácilmente. Another good fight that will be coming up, it's Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. It seems like they're going to fight. What do you think about that match, and who do you think is going to win?
Outcome, because once Wilder gets hit, he's going back to his old ways. I don't care what new trainer he has. When Tyson Fury hits him and he can't do anything about it, he's going to go right back into them old ways, dropping his hands, looking sloppy. He's going to get caught. But I feel he might be in better shape for all we know. Cause I can't say because I'm not his coach or I'm not him. So he might be able to put Tyson Fury down because I've seen, he's been working on some defense and some new stuff. So we just going to have to see what happens.
Dice que piensa que Tyson Fury va a ganar otra vez a Deontay Wilder, pero todo depende también de la forma física en que esté. Entonces, depende. Pero dice que él no puede mejorar su boxeo porque aunque tenga un nuevo entrenador, eso a lo mejor no lo va a ayudar, que probablemente es la verdad. Okay, another fight in right now in 122 that everybody wants to see is going to be Brandon Figueroa versus Stephen Fulton. Have you ever done sparring with any of those guys?
No.
I just got caught on to Brandon Figueroa, and I barely know who Stephon Fulton is. So
Se dice que no los conoce. Who do you think actually would win that fight if they fought? ¿Quién crees que pelea? Because they're going for undisputed. Well, they're going to try to go for undisputed soon.
I would say Brandon Figueroa, because I've seen he puts nonstop pressure on you, and he doesn't care what he gets hit with. He's just gonna press, and I think that might overwhelm Fulton because he might be trying to look pretty that night, and that don't always work.
Okay, dice que puede que Brandon pueda ganar esa pelea. La presión nunca sabe si puede ganar o no. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 fighters. You tell me who you think is the best one in the 3. Okay, here we go. I'm going to give you Gary Russell Jr. I'm going to give you Chris Colbert. I'm going to give you also Shakur Stevenson. In a rank of 3, who you think is number 1 from 1 to 3?
Shakur, Colbert, and Gary Russell.
Yeah.
Okay, so dice que la habéis escuchado, esos son lo que sea. And do you think a lot of fighters are actually avoiding Shakur Stevenson because it seems like Oscar Valdez doesn't want to fight him?
I can see that because Shakur is very talented, and he has like an old school coach, his grandfather, and he gets to learn all them tricks, and people be sleeping on Shakur, but I feel like most fighters just are gonna avoid him for whatever class he goes to because that fight. So
dice que ese chico puede pelear, es una buena pelea. How would you see yourself against Colbert?
Colbert?
I mean, Shakur Stevenson. Actually, Colbert and Shakur Stevenson. Why not?
Power for Floyd.
Yeah.
Look how many knockouts Colbert got. He don't have enough power to go 10 rounds. 12 rounds.
Great speed though. He has great speed and IQ, but that's only a matter of time before you get caught. But Shakur, that's my guy.
That's his idol.
That's my idol, yeah. But I'm saying I gotta,
you gotta hurt him. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
And then Gary Russell.
Gary Russell good. He just getting older.
He got speed, but
he got speed. He's getting older.
Sí, dice que le gustaría pelear contra Shakur Stevenson, ese es su ídolo. Dice que Chris Colbert no es fuerte, pero sí es rápido. Y dice que Gary Russell Jr. está un poco viejo. Pero there's a kind of irony with Gary Russell Jr. because everybody avoids this man. He can't get a fight. Are you afraid that this might happen to you, where you might be that good that a lot of boxers might actually avoid you? Because this seems to me happening to a lot of people. ¿Crees que esto te puede pasar a ti, donde te van a evitar si eres muy bueno?
The thing is, I can't say too much. I don't know Gary Russell's situation, but when you got money, you don't run those issues. If you like your own boss, like right now Floyd is independent, he can make his own decisions and he offer the purses to the people. So he could always find him an opponent, because at the end of the day, they're trying to feed their families. So everybody got a price. You just got to be able to cover that price if they're worth it.
Okay. Entonces dice que si tiene dinero, entonces técnicamente va a valer la pena y va a seguir adelante y lo demás. Entonces eso es de lo que va. Okay. So last question. Where can they actually follow you? And do you have any merchandise? Do you plan to sell, with hats or something? How is that going?
Well, that's my Instagram right there.
Right, that's el Instagram.
Tell them the Instagram thing.
At kid_Austin1. It's right.
So tiene a Kid Austin ahí, número 1, okay?
And then
your Facebook.
Floyd Schofield III. And my website is floydschofield.com, and he handles the merchandise.
And the merchandise, they could go to his webpage, floydschofield.com. We got shirts, hoodies, and a lot of things on there for people to pick up.
Okay, perfecto. Dice aquí que puedes... Go ahead.
And anybody come to the shows with one of his shirts on, he gonna go up to you, he gonna autograph, he's gonna take a picture with y'all. So it don't matter if it's 1,000 people, we gonna stand there and autograph 1,000 shirts and take 1,000 pictures.
Okay.
Your whole career.
Okay, so your hand is going to be, you're going to work out your hand. dice que si os compráis una camisa en su página web, él os va a autografiar la camisa Da igual que sean 1000 personas o lo va a autografiar cuando esté ahí. So that's good to know. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people will start catching up to you. And that's what we try to do here. We're trying to make sure that you get that attention. And if somebody tries to avoid you, we're going to be on their ass and we're going to criticize them. And we're going to make sure that they suffer till they get that fight. So, with you. So we're protectors of boxers. We like that. And we like your style and we like your thinking of being undisputed. Nos gusta eso, que quieres indisputado. Nos encanta eso y vamos aquí a defenderle si ese es su plan. So, anything else you want to say to your fans?
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
History is in the making.
Love y'all.
Please, you really love your fans?
Why not?
Okay. Anyway, stay tuned. This is really going to be some exciting fights coming out.
Dice que estar atentos, que tiene amor por todos vosotros y que va a haber muchas peleas muy buenas para este gran prospecto de Estados Unidos. Aquí tenemos a nada menos que Kid Schofield, con su padre también, Floyd también. Entonces, aquí estamos todos. Aseguraos que os suscribís aquí a Golden Era para más información y noticias. Tenemos los mejores prospectos del mundo para todos los que les gusta el boxeo de verdad. Y aquí estamos con Jimmy James para más boxeo. Os veo en la próxima transmisión y seguimos adelante con los mejores. Peace up.